This 48E330, I'm going to go ahead and start it over again. Got broken in the middle of the section there. I showed you about 10 feet of longitudinal cracking and one transverse crack. You can just barely see. Goes right through there. So it's 10 and 1. Here again you've got a transverse crack. There's 2 transverse cracks. It looks like that longitudinal crack, but I won't count that. I think that's just part of the base failure. So I've got 10 feet and 2, which I don't think is the same as what I said before. I think last time I'd said 1 transverse crack and 20 longitudinal feet. Comes out to about the same number of feet, but upon further review, that's my instant replay. You can see here we've got quite a bit of longitudinal cracking running along here, almost 20 feet. And a transverse crack that's about halfway across. I'll go ahead and count that one. So right now we're at 3 and 30 total. And here's another transverse crack. This one, again, I'd have to say that goes about halfway across the pavement. You can see it looks like it starts right at the center of this outside lane and runs all the way across the other lane. I'll go ahead and count it. That's 4 transverse cracks with 20 feet, or I'm sorry, 30 feet of longitudinal cracking. You can see a transverse crack here. 5 and 30. Here's a little bit of a transverse crack. I'm not sure. I guess that does run about halfway across. I'll say 6 and 30. Got quite a few cracks that aren't. I don't think I can really count that one. It doesn't really extend all the way halfway across. We'll kind of average them out a little bit here. There's one here that obviously goes all the way across, although you can't really, you can just barely make it out. You can see it there, and then it kind of gets healed in the bleeding there. It extends on across. There's 7. We've got some longitudinal cracking right in there. It stems from that. I'll go ahead and count. Well, there's really not that much of it. I'll go ahead and count 10 feet. It does appear to extend out, although it's hard to see. It extends out a bit here. So we'll call it 7 and 40 feet of now cumulative. There's a crack, yeah, you can see the crack that runs through here. That's 8 and 40. There's another one here, it's 9 and 40. There's some longitudinal cracking up there. About 10 feet of it. say 9 and 50. So, on average, about 2 transverse cracks and about 10 feet of longitudinal cracking per station in the section 48E 330, which will be the crack sealing section. I seem to be using up quite a bit of video on this section. I'm going to speed myself up a little bit so that we can make it through all of the sections.